everybody. Welcome back to Descent into Avernus, or Hell's Bells, as it's been referred to for a little while now. Most of you at home are going to notice that we are a party member down right at this moment in time. Sarah Lynn has been called to action on her boat, and she will be returning, hopefully, eventually. If not, she's out on the Sword Coast. She's traveling with her shipmates, trying to smuggle a group of refugees out of Baldur's Gate. So she's going to be out for a little while, but we do have Robin, Cortana, and Luca with us today. Do we have any announcements, my lovely wife?
Sunday. We have the Marysville Outdoor Market again. I kind of got roped into this one because they didn't have any face mask vendors. So I will be there this Sunday, unexpectedly, from 11 to 4 at the Marysville Boys and Girls Club, which is 1010 Beach Avenue in Marysville. So if you're in the area, come see us. And then the following Sunday, same thing. So it'll be this Sunday and the next one, the 16th and the 23rd. So come down and see us and say hi, and it'll be fun.
You can also pick up all your cool Gear Gaming merchandise on geargaming365.com. That's where you can contact us if you have any questions, or if you'd like to rent one of our lovely faces to DM a game for you. One shots were available for parties. Most likely it's going to probably be a distance, unless somebody's feeling brave and wants to mask up and come to your house and game, which I'd be willing to do. I don't know about anybody else, but anyway, we're going to jump right in after a quick review of what happened nearly 2 weeks ago. For those of you guys at home, as well as the party, you had been traveling through the bathhouse, which you cleared every single room of the dungeon underneath the bathhouse. You had a near-death experience with the final boss at the end, where all but one of our party members dropped to 3 hit points. But you were able to eventually...
I kicked his butt.
Yeah, you were eventually able to overcome the Vaz, the leader of the dungeon. Made your way back out, only to be attacked by cultists wearing dragon-like masks and dragon-like cloaks and wielding claw-like daggers. You promptly trounced the heck out of them, and one of the members, after a few intimidation checks, threw down his weapon and kind of took a knee or two. He's kneeling there in front of you. You drug out one of the treasure chests. The cultists that had jumped down from the walls, demanding that you surrender the dragon mask, that you return the coins, and that's pretty much where you guys pick up. So it's where you are, guys. Right outside the bathhouse with a trapped cultist. Just finished battle.
Why did you attack us? I want to take my bow and just kind of point it closer to him. Right at his neck.
He kind of glances up from his kneeling position, shifts his head to look behind him towards Luca, looks over at Cortana. The mask, the treasure, it belongs to my queen.
And who is your queen?
Goddess of all dragons, Tiamat.
Huh. What do I know about Tiamat?
You can roll a religion check if you'd like.
Because I mean, out of character, I know what I know.
You know that Tiamat is a 5-headed dragon. She has 5 different heads. Each head is one of the colors of the chromatic dragons: red, black, blue, green, and white. She is essentially known as the mother of all evil dragons. But other than that, there's not a whole lot that you can personally recall.
So as a half angel, I'm probably not a big fan.
Probably not.
Well, it's in our possession now, where it will remain.
I won't be the last. Archon will see to that.
Archon? Have I heard that name before?
I was just about to ask that same question.
You have not heard that name before.
Huh.
Who's
Is that
Archon?
another one of your leaders?
He is her champion. He is the one that sent us to retrieve the stolen treasure. Those coins, that mask, they belong to her horde.
Not much of a champion if he has to send other people to do his dirty work.
I'm fairly certain these coins belong to the poor people of this city, which is where they're likely to return to.
As for this mask, well, just has a terribly comfortable fit.
Again, we will not be the last. Those items belong in her horde. With her divine guidance, we were able to locate them. We were able to find them. Give them away to poor, and more will come. They will slit their throats and return the stolen treasure.
Sounds like we should just destroy the treasure then.
You could give it to me. I will take it back to my mistress.
Yes, but see, then
no one else need die.
Then we'd be helping her, and I'm not really for that.
Helping? It already belonged to her. It was stolen.
I'd call it circumstantial losses at best, friend. It was taken by the 3 down below, and they're idiots, and well, they're all dead, so...
No, it was not taken by them. It was taken by agents of Zariel and given to Duke Van Thamper and her sons to buy loyalty.
What does my character know about the agents of Zariel?
You can do a religion check. You are really unfamiliar with that name. However, you have more of a religious background than Robin does. And so you're going to suspect that any of these agents are more than likely fiends of some sort, as you are aware that Tiamat's lair is located in Avernus, which is the first lair in Hell.
I'll relay that to the party. Well, so, fiends. Sounds like nothing I'm afraid of.
So, when he says the coins, is he just referring to what's in the chest?
Are you going to ask him that?
Yeah. This chest, that's what you want?
No. I want all of my queen's stolen treasure. That chest, that mask. There was more.
Well, there might have been, but the cultists had it.
Yes. Our intention was to retrieve the stolen goods and then kill the Van Thampers and anyone that got in our way.
Well,
So it sounds like you're telling me is just give the gold to my enemies, and you'll do my dirty work for me.
He doesn't say anything. He kind of smirks a little at that, but
she may consider it hers, but I'm fairly certain she didn't come by it by honest means.
any of her hoard was donated by loyalists like myself.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure that's where all of it came from.
All of it came from.
Believe what you will about my queen. I know for a fact that Archon will not rest until every single coin is returned to her treasure. He will just send more powerful and more dangerous things.
Again, he doesn't sound like somebody a threat if he doesn't just handle his work himself.
Well, that's the thing about management, they delegate.
The champion of a god does not scare you?
Well, the champion of a god would scare me.
But I consider her, like Baal and all of them, false gods. So no, they don't.
I feel the same way.
Now, if you were to talk about a true god, like Lathander, a champion of his is a true champion to fret. But
my goddess commands all chromatic dragons, the most deadliest of creatures on this material plane. You would mock it so easily. You'd be swallowed by any one of them in a moment.
Pretty sure adventurers are the most dangerous creatures on the face of the material plane. And we be 3 of them.
I think we'd beg to differ about which creatures are the most powerful on this plane. Thank you. Our gods seems to protect. Our gods are seeming to protect us. Well,
I will return to Avernus and report your impudence to Archon. He will send champions after you.
Can think of a quick way to send him.
Yeah,
just throwing it out there. Pretty expeditious.
I would like to
as a religious person, would I know, is there any way to kill him in a way that prevent him from having the honor as he would see it to return to Avernus and report that information? The way to deny him that honor.
As a religious person, you would know that any mortal soul that was committing evil, when they are killed, their soul is pretty much damned to the river Styx, in which they will rise as a demon. So the really only way for him not to return to hell is to save his mortal soul.
Or to not let him die.
Or at least to not let him die, like, in the near
anytime
future.
Soon.
Yeah.
I am the least likely person to suggest this, but if we want to waylay his return, why not just turn him over to the Flaming Fist and have them run him through all legal recourse? That should take some time.
I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking. We'll give him over to the justice system.
Yeah.
File that report real thorough, buddy.
So, we have some rope. So I want to bind him and take him to the nearest Flaming Fist outpost that we're aware of.
Okay, we haven't left yet, so you're gonna tie him up.
Yes, correct. That's what we want to do. So
Okay, that would be your intention with this particular individual.
correct.
Does one of you want to? Well, I'm just gonna say there's 3 of you guys, so you can tie him up pretty thoroughly. I'm not even gonna require any sort of a check. But yeah, you secure his hands behind his back and pretty much make him a non-threat to you. It is nighttime. I did say that the last time we played. When upon exiting the bathhouse, it is nighttime. Is there any other business that you guys wanted to take care of here? Or any other questions that you guys wanted to ask him before we move beyond the gates of the bathhouse?
I am ready to leave this particular location.
Okay.
I'm good to go.
I'm good to go.
Okay. Excellent. I'm going to then move the party onto the map of Baldur's Gate. I'm going to give it a few seconds to load here. As you step out onto the streets of Baldur's Gate, there is a bit of fog that has rolled in off of the harbor. In the top corner here, I put an indication of where the bathhouse is located. I put an indication as to where Elfsong Tavern was located, which is one of the previous places that you have visited. I put the location of the Low Lantern, which supposedly is where Amaric Van Thamper runs some sort of a business out of. And after discussion and was asked, in this corner over here in North Chapel District is the Chapel to Lathander that is Cortana's. So you guys are currently here at the bathhouse.
So
With a prisoner in tow.
oh, you have Sarah Lynn.
Yeah, I can remove her. There you go. If you guys need if you need your token, you can just drag it out of the thing.
Oh, that's true. Okay. So
You don't have movement of your token, Robin?
no, I have movement of it. That's fine.
Okay.
We want to hand him over to the authorities.
Mm-hmm.
Be that as they are in this city.
Correct.
Authority.
So looking left and looking right down the alleyway, where do you guys want to head? Do you guys just want to try to walk around until you run into a Flaming Fist patrol? You are in Heapside of Lower City. This particular area of the Lower City is more residential. It plays part to a lot of the workers that work in the various other areas of the city.
Yeah, looking for a patrol would be the easiest. We can tell them what happened to us outside the bathhouse.
Okay. Hold on just a moment. Make a roll real quick. All right. It takes you a while to find a patrol. You guys managed to travel several blocks during the time that you are traveling. You see a lot of shady characters. However, as you turn a corner onto one of the main streets, this gruff, dirty-looking dwarf sees you guys and starts heading in your direction. You haven't quite found the patrol of Flaming Fist mercenaries. It's been about 10 minutes so far. You've been walking several blocks. Most of the streets seem to be kind of abandoned here in Heapside. All the houses are shut up. There's one or two comer and goings. People probably work late. But this particular individual that's approaching you, you notice he's got a cloak on. In the night light, it's difficult to see him. However, in his dwarven, scraggly beard, you can make out twigs and branches just stuffed in it. He walks towards the party. Who's paying the closest attention to your prisoner?
I'll have my wand.
Probably me.
Yep, go ahead.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
If you want to, that's as long as one of us is.
The dwarf timidly approaches Cortana. He's got in his hand something, and he kind of looks up at you, and he seems to be trying to hand you what he's holding.
I'll reach out for it. And who might you be?
I be Tormish. The drawing tree in Insight Park. It has sent a message. Good day.
The what has sent a message? Do I
The drawing tree in Insight Park.
know what that is?
You can do a history check. I'm going to put this in your particular journal, and if you wish, you can tell me, and I can show it to everyone. It's a piece of bark, and this piece of bark has a red sort of stain on it. And after looking at the stain for a few minutes, you can sort of see this odd shape. It looks like an elephant with wings. If you go to your journal, you should see a thing that says strange drawing. You should be able to click on it.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at it. It's stained red. Okay, do I have any so I roll an insight to know what the drawing tree was.
You recall the story of Insight Park, and if you'd like, you can relay this information to the rest of your group as you're walking towards finding the flaming fist. Okay, so
And I'll do that and show them this image on the drawing.
Okay, then let me share this image with everyone. Did that pop up for everybody?
I am going to the journal.
All right, hold on a second. Let me put it in Robin and Luca's journal. There you go. Let's go.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
There it is.
Apparently, once I assign it to one person, I can't show it to everyone. So
weird.
Let me actually edit this real quick. I'm going to remove it out of your journals, and then I'm going to show to everyone, and that should pop up on Roll20. Grace might have to come back and close that out on her side if she's listening. But this is the image, and keep in mind that it's red stained on this small piece of bark. Cortana is going to relay to you this part that I'm going to read. Okay, 40 years ago, a lawful neutral shield dwarf named Tormish arrived home in the city after decades of adventuring abroad and purchased this small portion of the hillside. Too steep to build on, the area had long been an illegal junkyard, with locals standing atop a rocky promontory and dumping their refuse over the edge of the embankment. Instead of clearing the debris away, Tormish used magic to nurture the local plants, causing a forest of green to grow over the garbage, rusting away debris and creating soft lawns and thickets shot through with small recesses and tunnels where the old refuse had piled high. This revamped space he dedicated as a public park, arguing that the poor needed to feel nature's touch just as much as rich proprietors with their manicured gardens. The main appeal of Insight Park is the drawing tree. Planted by Tormish and grown to full size in a matter of days, the tree is a species no one can identify.
Wow.
When properly entreated by Tormish, the tree's red bark cracks and curls like parchment. Pulling it carefully away reveals a prophetic scene rendered in bloody sap. These arboreal visions of the future are often cryptic, yet inevitably come to pass. As much as the city's elite would love to harness this power, anyone else attempting to peel the tree's bark or force a prophecy reveals only bark and sends Tormish into a near murderous rage. For his part, Tormish
Wow.
refuses to work for money, peeling off prophecies only according to the unspoken whims of the tree or in exchange for bizarre and dangerous favors. Insight Park is located right, this little speck of green right there on the map.
Got it. I see it. Interesting. What do you think it
Okay.
means?
I was just about to ask that after reciting what I know about Insight Park. Do I have any insight on what this drawing means?
I don't know. Do you have any insight as to what this drawing means, Peyton? Push to talk.
Do I have any insight? Do you want me to roll an insight to see if I know what this drawing is, or?
Unfortunately, it's not exactly something that you can roll for.
Okay.
It seems to be some sort of a prophecy.
So weird. Well, maybe we should stop there tomorrow and see if anyone down there knows what it means. Maybe.
Flying elephants.
So, about 3 minutes later, walking down the main thoroughway, excuse me, you do come across a patrol of Flaming Fist soldiers. There appears to be 5 of them. And let's see what kind of a reaction they're going to have.
To me throwing this guy at their feet? Yes.
Yeah, let's see what their kind of reaction is to you guys in general. Let's see, that's that dice. So let me roll this real quick. As you guys come closer, there's a bigger, burlier, flaming fist that seems to kind of step forward. All right, what you doing out this late?
By orders of Lord, it's been a couple of weeks. I forgot. Zodge. He's sent us on a task to clear the city of some cultists.
Oi, these fancy ones think they know Zodge. You got any proof?
I think we have proof.
Yeah,
you were each given a brass badge.
Well, that's what it was, yeah. So I'll show him my badge, and we're leaving the bathhouse after having the mission, and we're attacked by this.
You're cutting out there. And you're frozen.
I'll tell him. Great.
Now you're back.
Okay. So I'll tell him we were coming out of the bathhouse, and we're attacked by this guy and his group of cultists.
You 3 in the bathhouse? What you 3 getting up to in there this late?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Randy little sort now, aren't you? Listen, what you want me to do with this cultist? Don't give 2 shites what Zodge said.
What,
well,
you
if you're
don't
not...
Ander?
Listen, we'll take him off your hands for, say, 2 gold pieces.
You'll pay me 2
Gladly.
gold pieces to take him? That sounds fair.
Lass, you misunderstand. You pay us 2 gold pieces, and we'll take this scum off your hands. And she's a funny one now,
See,
ain't she?
that's not the way Zod said. He said that we should be looking for a patrol to hand any vital cultist over to, and that they would pay us.
All right, do a deception. Pay you? You think they pay us to take criminals? Listen, that's not the way it works. I don't likely care what Zodge told you. All right? You want us to take this chum off your hands? We'll take him off your hands.
How about 4 gold? And you make sure to keep him alive a good while.
See, this one, she knows how to talk now. 4 gold, and you want us to keep him alive? Oh. Lass, I get off work
Albeit
here.
in...
Go ahead.
It's important that he doesn't die and return to his masters, if you know what I mean.
What you mean, die and return to his masters?
Well, he's a cultist. I assume we both know where he's going.
Straight to hell, I imagine. You want us to keep him alive, and you're willing to pay 4 gold for it? Listen, I'll tell you what. I'll make a little deal, okay? We'll break his legs, and it'll only cost you 2 gold.
I'd
gonna
toss him 2 gold and say, have at it.
Just so long as you lock him up
Smell it,
somewhere
nose.
where he can't escape and isn't likely to die for a while.
Listen, lass, he's going to have 2 broken legs. He's not going anywhere for quite some time. Now, if he dies on the street, that ain't none of my biz. If you really work for Zodge, we'll keep him alive. We can take him over to headquarters, even though it's on the other side of town.
He has my 2 gold.
I mean, that'd be preferable. I'll toss him another 2.
He'll take 2 gold. You'll hand him 2 more golds. Ah, boys.
I'll toss 2 more gold. Make sure to break his legs after you get there so it doesn't increase your time.
Now that's just right thinking now. I wouldn't have thought of that. You see a couple of them with like their maces out, just kind of like frown for a minute, and then like sling their maces back on their belts. 2 of them come over and they grab the guy like unceremoniously, just like underneath the arms, and the guy's like, "Oh!" Another guy just comes up behind him and Gibb slaps him right in the back of the head. Shut your mouth, scum! You probably gonna die. Now, you just go ahead. You tell Zodge that old Buck's got his back, okay?
Okay, can you... What was that again?
Old
Old
Buck.
Buck.
Old
Got a last
Buck.
name Buck? Are you the only Buck in the all of Flaming Fist?
Now, if I was the only Buck, I wouldn't be going by Old Buck now, would I?
Old Buck.
Okay. Old Buck.
Yeah. You lasses have yourselves a good day now. And you can hear him, like, they're beating his ass as they're, like, dragging him. He's like, "Ah!" As they're, like, kind of thumping on him and dragging him away. They go.
They'd have done worse to us.
So, you have deposited your captor on Old Buck and his crew of roughhousing.
Miscreants? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we want to do with the chests? Like, do we care about like his threat that they can track this treasure?
Well, I'm absolutely not taking a risk and giving it to someone. I mean, If it is true, I don't want to put anyone else in danger.
I agree. So what do we do with it? Maybe we could send it with Sarah Lynn before the boat takes off. She can keep it on the move.
I mean, that's a thought. So, I mean, take it to the docks real quick. Make sure it's loaded up.
Yeah, I still would like to try to go to a high priest at my chapel and see if this curse is something I should worry about.
Yes, let's continue walking and discussing.
Yes, we're walking and discussing
Okay.
docks because I would like to get rid of this like sooner rather than later. And I know Sarah Lynn was leaving, so let's get this to the boat and then we can go from there.
So you guys want to head down towards the water. You know that side of town is more shady at night than during the day. There's also the thick fog that has rolled in, but you can feel free to head towards the docks in Sarah Lynn's ship to deposit the the treasure there.
Do we know if her ship is taken
it's
out
all...
tonight or tomorrow? Being part of the operation, would probably know the schedule.
She didn't say. This one was played kind of close to the vest. You feel like it was a rush job.
Yeah, so the sooner the better. And I also don't want to be like carting this chest around forever. It's a risk, even if it wasn't so and so's. It's.
You arrive at the docks, and luckily Sarah Lynn's ship is still in port. You impart on her the treasure, telling her, I believe, to use it to help with the smuggling of people, getting them out, helping them start new lives.
I mean, I wouldn't want her giving that money to people knowing that it might belong to someone else. If that's true, what they were told, and it can be tracked, then I really just want to keep it all in the chest and not risk other people's lives over it.
Keep it on the move, maybe.
Keep it on the move. Yeah, that's the goal.
Okay.
I will
That's
also.
good.
So I don't remember how much money we took out of that thing into our bags.
Do you want to return the coins that you took out of your bags?
I do. I don't remember how much it was for each of us. So
Luca is not about that life and will incur all due risk for having someone else's mask and gold. But I took it, and they're not getting it back from me.
You do remember that there were the potions of fire breath that were consumed, that were part of that treasure, and things like that can't necessarily be returned. You have the crystal vials that were part of that. So, in all honesty, you're not going to be able to really identify which copper pieces in your pouch were part of her treasure versus which copper pieces were in your pouch to begin with.
That's true. That's a good point. Okay. I mean, yeah.
I mean, unless you kept them specifically separate, I don't know if anybody wants to declare that, and then just you could take off an appropriate amount what you think you might have taken and give it back.
I wouldn't have kept them separate because I wouldn't have thought anything of it.
I wouldn't have, because I wouldn't have thought of it. I don't really care about the risk to us. The only thing I worry about is spending that gold, and that gold circulating out to other people. But there's no way to know which gold, so I'm not gonna
You do remember that the cultists gave you an opportunity at least to surrender the treasure before they attacked you, and
so hopefully
they're probably going to continue with the same pattern. You would suspect.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it because there's no way to know which gold is what.
It's whatever. Okay.
Okay.
So
Traveling towards Sarah Lynn's boat from the bathhouse, making your way through Baldur's Gate. It's now past midnight. I don't know
we should.
what else. Yeah, go ahead.
I'd like to get off the streets because the later it gets, the worse it gets, and we're already pretty late into the night. Do we want to just go to Elf Song because it's closer and rest up and
There's
figure
several
things out?
taverns and inns between you and Elsong that you could find reasonable accommodations for yourselves.
That works too. But
Can
we definitely should.
Can you?
Sorry, can I find like a messenger person to get them to see if to run up to the chapel and see if a higher priest than myself would be willing to come down to whatever tavern I am staying at and help me in some religious ceremonies?
Most messenger services tend to run during the day here in Baldur's Gate. It seems that that they are prime targets for pickpockets and murderers trying to get secrets and whatnot. So there's not any messenger service open right this moment in time.
Sounds good.
First thing tomorrow morning, though, for sure, you could locate one.
Could we not bed down on the ship till first light and then continue?
Sarah Lynn's ship is planning on leaving immediately after receiving the chest. Let me see. Let me roll. Actually, highs or lows, Brendan?
Highs. I'm optimistic.
Sarah Lynn's ship will stay in port for the night, so you can absolutely stay there.
Hey, all right.
We'll find a crate that doesn't appear to be in the way and lean up against it.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can receive the benefits of a long rest. You may also level your characters to level 4.
Sweet.
So this will be the last level currently that you will receive maximum hit points for. Just so you are aware, starting at levels 5 through 6, you will be rolling your hit dice.
Okay.
It's only 2 levels, though. Levels 5 and 6. You guys can feel free to level your characters, and we can continue, if you'd like, with some social interactions. Night passes. As morning dawns, Sarah Lynn's ship begins to set out for their voyage. You guys depart the ship. I was just going to say that Cortana, you can locate a messenger service. There's a couple of young lads down there at the dock that are willing to run a message out to your chapel to see if a higher ranking priest can come and potentially work on your curse.
Yeah, I figure that's probably easier than making our way all the way up to the chapel.
A simple message like that will cost you 3 silver pieces.
But is the messenger like a kid, like messenger, grown up?
Teenager, young
All
teen
right.
boy.
How much did you say it would cost me?
3 silver pieces.
3 silver. I'm gonna give him the 3 silver, and
Well,
then
it'll cost you 1 silver for him to get there, and then basically the other 2 when he gets back.
oh, okay, so he'll come.
Yeah.
He'll come back to be like, I delivered the message.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll give him the 1 silver now.
And then he just runs off. I imagine you're going to tell him that you're going to be staying down at the docks where Sarah Lynn's ship left, or where are you going to be staying at?
Are we gonna be at the docks for a while, or are we making our way down to the lantern at the moment? What's our plan for the morning?
Well, we do want to check out the Low Lantern, but you had wanted to go talk to a priest, so we had discussed potentially splitting up.
Yeah, but that was for you guys to go deliver the treasure while I went and did that, and then we'd meet back at the Little Lantern. Might not be a good idea to split the party going to the Little Lantern since they're.
I'll just tell the priest that
fighting.
you'll be here. And he turns around and runs off.
Okay. Before he runs, I'll tell him, if you move quick, I'll throw in a little extra.
Seems to pick up the pace quite a ways.
So what are the finer points of this curse you believe you've acquired?
Well, a strange voice felt very demonic. Told me that I couldn't receive any healing from any magical means.
Did it specify a time frame? Like, is that forever?
I think it was 24 hours. So,
Yes, it was 24 hours.
So still, like, by the time he left. So by the time we got back up, fought an 8-hour rest, that's still over half a day. But I mean, that's what it said. It could be shorter, could be longer, could be no curse at all. But better to be safe than sorry. I hate to get into a fight and I can't heal myself, or you can't heal me.
Strange that a demon would issue that or have the power to enact it.
What statue was it that I was destroying when I don't remember off the top of my head.
Let me look, because I don't remember off the top of my head. So
It was
I research.
It'd be the Dead Lord because Bahal was up top, and then Bane was mid. Bane tried to affect me, but I passed my wisdom save.
I do believe that he's correct.
It's not beyond the power of a false god.
It was the statue of Merkel, the god of the dead.
That sounds more like it.
That still would be a demonic voice.
If you say so. Well, if you know any funny jokes while we wait for this messenger.
What do you call an alligator in a vest?
I don't know.
An investigator.
That's actually rather clever. On what occasion have you seen an alligator in a vest?
I haven't. You wanted a joke.
Ah.
What do you call an alligator that practices law?
A litigator.
Correct.
That I have encountered. It was a strange village, very, very steeped in the occult practices.
What do you call a potato wearing glasses? A spectator.
What do you call an alligator that bullies people?
An intimidator?
An instigator.
Ooh, even better. That sounds like most alligators I've had the pleasure
We'll see.
to observe from a distance.
So Merkel, being one of the three gods of the dread three, excuse me, is the kind of the god of undead and dead and secrets. So he would have the power to withhold life from you. Is essentially what it feels like to you. If you got nothing else that you guys want to do, we can fast forward to the return. Leaving it up to you guys.
Are there
I'm good to
any?
go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm good to go. I'm level up. I didn't know if you two needed more time to add stuff.
I'm good. I was just gonna say, are there any merchants down here?
This is East Side. East Side is East Way, I believe is the name of it. East Way. East Way is the location of Baldur's Gate, which leads out into the world. This is the most plethora of inns and caravans that come in and out. Primary gateway to the outer city and the world beyond, catering to travelers with its profusion of inns, porters, and caravan supplies. Flow of travelers and strangers through this neighborhood makes it one of the most dangerous parts of the city.
Jeez.
There are some. Go ahead.
I'm looking for arrows.
Arrows. There is a location just to the north and to the east known as Eastway Expedition.
If it's not too far from my compatriots, I'd like to head over there and just see about getting like another 20.
Hold on just a second. Let me see how far away from you it is. Eastway Expeditions is located right there on your map. It's underneath the T of Elsong Tavern. It's a building that's covered up by it. So,
jeez. Okay.
There's several shops along the way between here and there. If you'd like to pick them up, roll an investigation.
Okay.
I need to buy some arrows as well.
Yeah.
This area of the town seems to be particularly crowded on this day. There seems to be, since all the refugees are in town, they seem to mostly be stuck in this area. This is where the profusion of inns is located. And so the streets are pretty crowded. Looking around, you realize you don't really want to get too far away from your compatriots. So
yeah, that's fine. I'll wait.
it doesn't take very long, though, for the young lad to return. About a half hour has gone by when he comes running up to you, completely out of breath. Said he'd be on his way.
Okay there, lad.
Yeah, I heard. He said, the high priest said that he'd be on the way.
Thank you. I will hand out the 2 additional silver, and I will also hand him very subtly a gold piece.
Do a sleight of hand.
Just to try to not let out like people around see I'm giving him extra, because I don't want him to be like robbed.
Okay. Do a sleight of hand. Okay. Quick cursory look around. It seems like the hustle and bustle of the day, you managed to slip the coin to him. He takes the coin, quickly squirrels it away. His eyes are kind of big. He's looking around to his left and his right, and he just bolts. Just takes off. And it doesn't even say anything.
Thank you. I don't wave.
he bolts. Do you guys want to wait here? Do you want to head any particular direction? If you travel north and slightly east to this main thoroughfare, more than likely this is the direction any priest would be coming from. Happens to also link up with where Eastway Expeditions, so you could travel.
Yeah, I mean,
Sounds good to me.
that he'd probably
You could
travel
travel
that way.
basically up this road here.
Sounds good. We can move
Yeah,
there. So we can
I don't.
not be too far from us.
Well, I mean, if we all go, then the priest will meet up with him. Then we don't have to separate, and we won't miss him.
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
I need to buy some arrows anyway.
Yeah, so let's head that way.
All right. Traveling towards Eastway Expeditions. Let's see if you guys have any encounters. I'm gonna roll randomly. Awesome. As you guys are heading up the main thoroughfare towards Eastway Expeditions, you can see a loud group of big, boisterous people have just come pouring out of this tavern, and they seem to be in the middle of a fight. There's like 4 of these big, burly, which you would probably say are dockside workers, just like throwing down, and like people are scattering left and right. They have kind of like taken up the middle of the street, the 4 of them. You hear people calling for the Flaming Fist. You see a couple of individuals running away. What do you guys? It's up ahead about 60 feet or so that this happened.
Watch with interest, trying to figure out which one has the best chance of winning.
Okay. Do a perception.
Can I be like, no, that guy's got much bigger muscles. I think him to give him advantage.
It doesn't really need it with that roll. You watch the group kind of throwing fists left and right. You didn't really see him at first, Luca, but one of the individuals kind of like headbutts another individual, and as he headbutts this guy, his face gets turned towards you, and you can see small tusks. You figure this individual is more than likely half orc and might stand the best chances. He's the least bloody, seems to be the most sober of the group.
Would applaud and try to yell, like, for this half orc, kick their ass, lad.
The street fight continues for a couple of more minutes as you guys get closer to where the actual fight itself is taking place. You could see that like a group of people have kind of like formed a semicircle around it and are just like watching the fight take place. No one seems to be really interfering. A lot of the traffic has moved to a side street, kind of like away from the fight. You can see that there's a couple of like armed mercenaries, a few steps beyond the fight that are also watching the fight with interest. And coming down the path towards the fight from the opposite side, you can see a group of 5 individuals, 4 armed guards, and what looks to be a priest of some sort, dressed in white robes with gold gilding all over it. Clearly the high priest of Lathander. They come to the group that's fighting in the middle of the streets on the opposite side. The fight doesn't last very long before the half-orc has got both of his companions completely knocked out, and there's one burly, dude that kind of seems to be like squaring him up a little bit, and they seem to be dancing. They start circling each other for a couple of minutes when you guys hear the rough voices. break it up, stand aside, and flaming fists start pushing themselves through the crowd, and they knock out the half orc and they knock out the other guy, and they start dragging him off.
Good.
Takes all of about 9 minutes for this whole encounter to just play out right there in the middle of the streets. Robin, do you have
Yes.
any small objects located on your person?
Several.
One of them is missing.
Great. I mean,
Let me take a look at your character sheet. I'll tell you what's missing here. The crystal vial with the gold stopper.
do I see anyone leaving my vicinity?
Sometime during the fight, you imagine that, like, while you were being jostled and there were so many people around you, whoever it was is long gone at this point in time. Unfortunately, one of the dangers of the lower city is random pickpockets. In this particular
Well,
random pickpocket rolled well enough that he beat all of your passive perceptions. So,
well, I'm pissed and going to be more conscientious.
Good chance that fight was just staged so that they could implant pickpockets throughout the crowd. Not an uncommon thing.
unfortunately, it's not uncommon. The flaming fist starts dispersing people, pushing them out of the way. Go about your business, and you see the group of 4 guards and the high priest of Lathander walking towards you. I don't have a name for this one, so if you want to name the high priest of Lathander, Peyton, now's the time to be creative.
Oh, he's High Priestess Jose.
Jose, high priestess or high priest?
I don't. Did the High Priest or High? Or sorry, High
The
Priest.
high
Yeah,
priest.
yeah, High Priest Jose.
High priest Jose. Okay.
Great.
Done.
We'll make it.
Jose.
What you say?
Yeah, you went all robot voice.
Our way
Right.
toward him.
Oh, yeah.
Close.
He comes towards you, Jose. Cortana? The young lad said something about you being cursed. I wasn't able to catch everything that he said. He seemed to be in a bit of a hurry.
He did run a long distance, and I threw in a little extra for him if he hurried.
Are
And
you ill?
say that again.
Are you ill?
Well, we were helping the Flaming Fist with clearing out some cultists here in the city, and we found their underground hideout. It was they had several altars and statues made out to the 3 dead gods, Baal, Myrtle, and Bane. And upon trying to rid the city of these evil things, I felt a chill and a strange voice tell me that I had been cursed and I couldn't receive any healing for 24 hours. And trying to help rid the city, I knew that good chance I could be in a fight with some more of these, and I didn't want to be unprepared.
Well,
I was wondering if we had the means to remove such curse.
but yes, of course, we have a service to do that. I thought you would know that. Um, typically, this service runs around 75 gold, for obviously outsiders of the church. Being a member of the clergy, a small tithing, uh, and maybe performing a few services for the church itself, we could take care of this problem for you.
You know I'm happy to help out the church in more ways.
Yes, yes.
And happy to provide a tithe.
Do you believe you are cursed? Would you like me to find out if you are before we go through and remove the curse?
Um, I mean, it would probably be best to find out first before spending that energy to remove the curse. But well, either way, I'll take on the extra duties and tithe.
Of course, of course, of course. Let's step off the main street and this inn here. This looks good. We could perhaps just take a corner table and we'll take care of this business.
Yes, that sounds good to me.
Um, will your guards be joining us?
Companions. Robin here helps with the underground operations. Um, getting
Of
the um people out of the city.
underground operations, like
Oh, I
are
figured the church would probably know about that since I use the church as a way to help the refugees.
they don't want to cause any sort of discontention between themselves and the Prioritar families?
So they turn a blind eye to it, to essentially. Okay, so I'll just say, these are just some companions that are helping me with the tasks. I believe they have a couple errands they needed to run real quick right here while we perform this.
We'll
Oh, we
be
can wait.
we'll be roughly 20 minutes or so if there's anything that you two want to do. If not, it's quite all right. You guys step inside off the street. He performs an identify ritual on you. He lets you know that you are, in fact, underneath of a curse in which you receive no magical healing. He tells you that the curse can be removed with a remove curse spell, but you only have about half a day left on it. So he says, if you're willing to provide the extra services to the church, then I can remove the curse for you now. If you would like to wait, then you can wait. It's your choice.
I'll provide the tithe and the extra duties. I would hate to get in a situation trying to remove the city of such followers and need that healing and not be able to receive it.
Yes. What type of followers are you involved with?
There's the
Why was
followers.
curse?
What? They're followers of Ball, Bane, and Merkel. Merkel.
Merkel.
The Dread Three.
Yes.
You.
They have operations here in the city.
Oh dear.
We also encountered some cultists of Tiamat.
Well, you know my personal feelings about this, Cortana. I wish the Priatars would outlaw the worship of any evil religion. However, they allow us our temple and they allow us to, save as many souls as we possibly can. So, unfortunately, they are the ruling class here, and there are, those lost poor souls that are out there that need our help. As such, that you are doing such fine work and bringing the light of Lathander to those that are lost in their ways. I think that we can just say that this one is you're okay. just continue with the good work. Don't worry about the extra tithe. If you have time to step by the chapel and perform a couple of extra ceremonies, I think that would be payment enough. Those ones, the Dread Three, have been causing a lot of hate and discontent throughout the city. So I appreciate your actions.
So I am listening to Dog Peace. I'm just cleaning it up.
No worries, no worries. He will cast Remove Curse on you. He will provide a quick blessing of Lathander to you. He will turn towards Robin and, may I?
Do I know what that means?
He wants to like bless you, like give you a quick blessing from Lathander.
Oh, of course.
He goes through the same ritual with you. He turns towards Luca, questioning look upon his face.
I'd say, I'm not ceremonially clean from my occult investigations. For both of our safety, I'd prefer to undergo ritual purification before you conducted such a rite.
Oh yes, we offer those services at the chapel. There, if you feel so inclined to stop by, then feel free.
I would nod and say, once I'm finished with this investigation, I will need to pass by.
Then may you all stay in Lathander's light and upon his path. If there's
Before
nothing,
I will tell.
he goes, I do want to give him a 20 gold tithe still to return to the chapel with. And also ask him about. I'll pull out the scroll, the bark that I got with the elephant on it, and see if he has any insight about it.
okay, Robin, go ahead. Do you have anything?
I was just going to tell him before he leaves that may the blessings of Seraphina be upon him.
He nods. He takes a look at the tree bark with the funny image on it. Where did you get this?
A strange dwarf gave it to us as we were walking through the misty moonlight last night, if you believe such drivel.
I myself can recall no significance to an image such as this, unless you would allow me to take it back to the chapel for some of our brothers and sisters to take a look at. Then perhaps we can provide you with some sort of insight to it. But I can't personally see anything that from it. It looks a bit like maybe an elephant. You can tell he's holding it upside down.
I'll like flip it up right side. This is the way. I did recognize it as an elephant, but its meaning I don't understand. Yes, if you would want to see if any of our brothers and sisters might have insight, maybe Lathander himself can bless us with some insight. I'll pull out one more gold and say, if you do have insight, here's a gold to get a messenger to me with the news.
Oh, that's quite all right. We have plenty of messengers at the chapel that we can dispatch for this. But yes, we can take a look at this and see if there's any sort of insight to be gleaned from it. If there's any sort of a message, I myself, I don't see what you're seeing. You say it looks a bit like an elephant, but it's got some weird things along its back. If it is.
Didn't we learn that it came from that tree?
Yes.
So I'll
He told you
share
that it was a drawing tree. Send a message.
So I'll tell him, yeah, it was from the drawing tree.
Oh, Tormish. Well, It could be anything at this point in time, but I'm happy to take it back and have some of our scholars take a look at it for sure.
Thank you, Father.
Absolutely, not a problem. I wish you the best of luck. Stay within Thender's light, and I shall send word if we get any information from this. And he and his 4 guards will exit the tavern, the inn that you guys had stepped off the street in, and head back towards the chapel.
Subtract another 100 gold, or 20 gold, not 100 gold.
You guys are just about 3 blocks away from Eastway Expeditions. If you'd like to continue the journey towards there,
Yep.
I
purchase
would.
your arrows. Eastway Expeditions used to buy dubious exploration and dungeon delving gear on the cheap, often from hollow-eyed early retirees, before marking it up and sell to optimistic would-be heroes. The tiefling that runs it is Scalm Shelvin, and I am not even joking about this name. I cannot make it up. SCALM SHILVIN. Scalm Shelvin.
Interesting.
Tiefling.
Okay.
Female tiefling. It's a tailcoat wearing tiefling proprietor. As you guys arrive at Eastway Expeditions, you can make out a few other adventurers kind of perusing and browsing the local wares there. You can tell there's a group of like dwarves that seem to be kind of gearing up to take on a caravan. Right there, though, in the middle of the shop is one of those massive stackouts that you see, the pyramid-shaped stackouts, and they're small cans. And there's a symbol, an image written on the side of the cans, and it's a red circle with a line through it, and it looks like a little raptor. It's just this massive stack out in the middle of the shop. She perkily comes over towards you guys. Yes. Welcome to Eastway Expeditions. Raptor repellent is on sale right this moment in time for 5 gold pieces a can. How can I help you?
Raptor repellent?
Yes, raptor repellent. Oh,
Is there a raptor problem around?
No. You don't understand. See, most of the expeditions leaving from this particular establishment are traveling southward towards Chult and the dinosaur-infested forest. I also have dinosaur repellent packs as well as dinosaur-resistant clothes that hide and mask your scent from dinosaurs. Will you be traveling towards Chult yourself?
I'm not sure yet. And these work well?
Well, yes, of course.
Can I insight that?
Let me type a message out here. This is for you, Robin, specifically.
Just seems a really weird thing to have, and I'm not sure the validity of it. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't think we'll need that. But thank you. I'm actually just looking for some arrows.
Oh, yes, of course. Arrows can be purchased over there for 5 gold for 20 pieces of ammunition. My assistant, Shelvin, will gladly assist you.
Okay. Thank you. I'll go over and slot 5 gold down on the counter and
You, sir, would you care for some raptor repellent? Only 5 gold a can? Or perhaps my dinosaur repellent traveler's clothes?
I dwell here primarily and have no specific interest, past, present, nor future, in traveling to Chult. Thank you.
Oh. Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
hilarious. Sorry.
Yes, I compute. I understand. I guess it's
Do
fine.
you know a tiefling named Vengeance?
Vengeance. No, the name doesn't ring a bell. Should I?
Unfortunately. I call it uh curiosity's curiosity.
Oh, no. Uh, the name does not ring a bell, unfortunately.
Do you change coins here?
But yes, I do.
If
Do you have
possible,
foreign
would-
coins?
I have silver coins that I would like to be exchanged for gold coins, seeing as that seems to be the going rate.
Oh yes, I can do that for obviously a slight fee.
Of course, nothing in this world is free.
So it's a 2% fee.
Okay, I'll convert 300 silver to gold at a loss of 2%.
Okay. She will make the appropriate transaction for you.
Minus. With it favoring her way, I'd get 29 gold.
Yep.
Alright. Sweet. And then I will pay some of that to restock on arrows.
You know, just so you are aware that all tieflings, we don't know each other, right?
This one that I had met seemed to be rather popular and well traveled specifically within the establishments of the city.
Oh, well, I don't believe that she comes, or they come this way. Don't know. Vengeance.
I can't specifically say whether or which or if they have a stance on that particular issue. I was told to inquire after them, and it seemed prudent since this establishment looks like it gets plenty of business.
Oh, we do. Mostly as travelers come and go. By the way, it's Vendetta, right?
Was it
Vengeance.
Vendetta?
Vendetta.
Oh,
Yeah, Vendetta.
okay. Do
I,
you?
even using the correct name, she does not know this particular tiefling.
Oh, do
Okay.
you buy unique things, or are you primarily a seller?
I don't really have a market for buying anything. What is it that you are interested in selling?
Well, if you're not interested in buying, then I'll have to take my curiosities elsewhere.
Not necessarily that I'm not interested in buying. It depends on obviously what you're selling.
I mean, it is for the curious, and I'm not terribly sure that you're the type of clientele after bringing it up.
Well, if
I'm trying
that's
to
the way
bait
you
them.
feel, then there's no skin off my horns.
Would shrug and step out, happy with my purchase. Darn, I thought I was going to car sales them.
So anything else you guys wanted to pick up at Eastway Expedition?
Nope.
I'm
Okay.
happy so far.
All right.
Mostly because I don't have very much money.
All right. I do believe that with that, the music stopping. Nope, not quite stopping. But I believe it is 7:26, which is close enough to our assigned break that we normally have.
Yes.
We can go ahead and take our break now.
How long are we off for?
Let's take 10.
Okay.
That work for everybody?
Yep.
All right. Take your 10-minute break, and we will return post haste. I'll probably be hanging out because the only thing I have to do is go to the bathroom and grab another dehydrator.
We'll be back.
So see you guys in 10.
How have you guys been?
Puppy. So cute. Yeah, but you gotta get it yourself. Yes, gotta get it yourself though. Can you reach it? I bought some new flavors of ice cream and devouring.
Oh,
I went to grocery outlet because I had to get milk and butter, and that's where I confronted the racist. But they had Batman, which was a cookie dough flavor. So like the cookie dough chunks are like shaped like the Batarang. Or no, that was
Right.
Superman. Yeah, the Superman cookie dough chunks are shaped like the Superman emblem. But basically, then it was Batman Dark Knight fudge or something like that, and fudge pieces are shaped like the Batarang.
nice.
And then the Joker chocolate mint, and the chocolate pieces are shaped like the Joker thing.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's they're in it.
That's cool.
Heck yeah.
I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here.
2 minutes early. Let me stop shoving trail mix in my face. All right. So before we go back to game here, does anybody have any questions about anything that's transpired so far? Any concerns, questions, comments? I'm trying my best to just manage and flow with the things, but what were you gonna say, Brennan?
Oh, I like how we've done it so far. Interested in seeing what's in store.
Okay.
I'm on the lookout for pickpockets. Bastards.
Sorry. A street brawl with a random party member that gets pickpocketed is just one of the random encounters that can happen in the book.
Yep. That
I
was
apologize.
like That was one of 3 things that were actually worth value that I had on me.
Better than having the random counter be a rock swoop down and eat one of the party members.
True.
It's fine. It's fine.
All right.
Karma will catch up with him.
All right.
Or her.
So,
I would like to seek out Captain Zodge.
okay. So in 3, 2, 1. That's for Grace's
Right. Got it.
cutting. All right, we're back from break. The party members have just exited Eastway Expedition, and I believe that one of the party members wants to look for Captain Zodge. So,
Yes.
okay. How do you want to go about looking for Captain Zodge?
Well, it's broad daylight and there's messengers everywhere.
Yes, there are messengers everywhere. It's also a very big city.
Yeah. You know what? We're pretty close to Elf Song.
Okay.
I want to head there.
All right. You can head to Elf Song Tavern. Along the way, you've got at least 2 different messenger services.
How many messengers can we get?
Well, we'll stop at one close by, I guess, and I'll ask. What is your price per messenger?
Those are your 2 messenger services that are available.
my God. That's fabulous. Okay.
FredX and Uliops.
Okay.
Which one are you going to go to first? They're situated within about 150 feet of each other.
Whichever the closer one to Elf is.
Okay. Let's see. We're gonna go with 0 to 50 is gonna be FredX, and then 51 to 100 is Ulips.
Ulysses.
Ulysses. Yep. There you go. Ulysses.
Ulysses. Okay.
Ulysses.
I think these guys cost so much more than what they do. USPS is so much better. So price per messenger, and I fully expect that it's going to be more than I want to pay.
A bittered old woman with a pair of spectacles sitting behind the desk as you walk in. She's got a large ledger in front of her that she's making annotations in. She doesn't even look up as you walk in.
Good day, ma'am.
Yes?
I need to hire 4 messengers.
4?
Yes.
No. As in what 4? Don't.
Whichever 4 are the fastest. Ma'am.
What will you be sending?
I need to find Captain Zodge of the Flaming Fist.
You have a letter?
I'll scribble one. 4, actually. I'll scribble 4 copies of the same letter, and I'm going to send 4 messengers in each direction. Is this sounding familiar?
Okay, what are you going to put on the message? What is the letter going to say?
Captain Zodge, we are near the Elf Song Tavern. we have information. I need to speak with you. And I'll sign my name. Robin.
Okay. She takes the 4 messages and kind of like looks at each one, realizes that they're all for the same. Well, we have our expedient delivery, which will take place in 1 to 4 hours. That runs you 4 gold pieces. We have our expeditious delivery, which will take place in 30 minutes to 1 hour. That will run you 10 gold pieces a letter. And we have the magical malicious messages, which will run you approximately 13 gold pieces each letter, but delivery is guaranteed in under 30 minutes.
So that means you'll locate Zodge in under 30 minutes?
No, your messages will be delivered in under 30 minutes. Do we look like a locator service or a messenger service?
I'm going to keep
How
my
do you
comments
deliver
on
a
that to
message without
myself.
locating them?
I know, right?
I say that out loud. It's like,
Clearly, you are acting upon us a contract in which we will deliver the contents of these letters to the recipient within the time allotted for the gold specified.
Great.
but we only need one if it's guaranteed in 30 minutes.
It's whatever. Okay, so it's
Well, one message sent via regular, which delivery between 1 hour and 4 hours will cost you 7 gold. One expeditious message with delivery guaranteed between 30 minutes and 1 hour will cost you 10 gold. And the malicious magnificent message, which will guarantee delivery in under 30 minutes, will cost you 15 gold. There is a slight price decrease because you are purchasing multiple deliveries.
So, I mean, if it's guaranteed in 30 minutes, I don't think we need to send 4 messengers. Might as well just do the 15 gold.
do I still get the rate for 2?
No, the rate is for 3 or more.
So let's go with so for 4 under 30 minutes it's 60 gold.
Yes.
Fine.
But if that's what you wish to pay.
Well, of course it's not what I wish to pay, but I wish to have my message delivered in under 30 minutes.
Then you could pay 15 gold and get 1 message delivered.
If it's in Zodge's hands, good enough for me.
Well, it is guaranteed delivery. Whether or not the party responds or reciprocates or returns message is not guaranteed.
Do you offer signature confirmation of receipt of the message?
Yes, this amenity can be purchased for an additional 2 gold pieces.
How about we call it 20? Just to keep things even. As I'd like this done as fast as possible.
Unfortunately, 30 minutes is our fastest current message delivery system available to us.
Well, we'll
Unless,
call
of
the
course,
rest.
for some magical means you are able to send messages upon wires.
That sounds like
I'm going to give her a really
witchcraft
crazy
and
look.
wizardry.
Witchcraft, yeah. So I'll give her 20 gold. And just 1 copy of the message, I guess, since that's the way we're going. And Tell her I'd like the signature delivered to us at the Elf Song Tavern. The confirmation, I guess, would be the better.
That is definitely doable. Would you care to purchase the insurance to make sure that your message does not get lost, stolen, or otherwise damaged upon delivery?
This totally sounds like real life.
This is so real life. This is why I hate UPS.
I'm gonna
Okay,
totally mutter under my breath. Should have went with FedEx.
USPS gives that for free. Okay, so I mean, I gave you 20 when it was only 18, so
Yes, here's your change.
Wouldn't it be
great. How
BTS?
much more are we talking for insurance?
Oh, insurance is only a mere 2 gold pieces.
Great. I'll hand
like
it back.
20 gold.
Fucking A. Jesus Christ.
Should have went with BGPS, Baldur's Gate Postal Service.
I would do that right now because I guarantee it would be like USPS and it'd be great. But it probably got killed like it's getting killed in our world right now. Yeah, so 20 gold pieces and
Which
yeah.
copy would you like to send?
I don't know. I'll just hand her one. They're all the same.
Okay. And what does the message say again? Hold on just 1 second, because I want to write this down. So what does the message say? Type it into chat for me, please.
Type it into chat. I can
Yes,
do that.
type it in chat. What your message says, because I do believe it said like we have information.
You don't know who we are. We know who
Or
you
where
are.
we are, but that's okay.
We have air quotes information.
Yeah.
Who does number 2 work for?
Oh my word.
We use the magical mystery service to send a message to the local bank. Something along the lines to a heist.
If I can spell.
We all know you can't. I'm just kidding.
Much better than
I know I
can.
can.
So everybody at home is aware.
I rely on autocorrect for Google search the word to make sure I'm spelling it correctly.
Robin of Sherwood Forest.
Do you know Robin of Locksley? Strange name.
I don't speak of her.
Ah.
She stole my name. She wants to be me. She's not me.
See, how come you know Robin of Locksley, but that other tiefling didn't know Vendetta-gens?
Robin's a unique name where I come from.
You know, I heard the other way around. Somebody was spreading rumors saying you stole her name and wanted to be like her.
Yes, that's exactly what she would say.
No.
She's a fiend, that one.
Oh man, this is messed up.
Damn, I do hate those fiends.
As do I.
Unless on my character for Eberron, in which case I made a pact with the fiend and we haven't been able to play.
Yes, that's perfect.
There you go.
Letter to Zaj. Ha-ha. Okay. And I have 3 extra copies. It's great.
Okay. So with your letter to Zaj written out and sent off, what does the party want to do?
Go to Elf Song Tavern and wait.
Go to Elf Song Tavern and wait.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right.
It's about lunchtime, probably. second
It
lunch,
is just
dinner,
about
dinner,
lunchtime.
supper.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have
11Zs.
good burgers.
Move you guys over to Elf Song Tavern, the tab itself. Again, if you guys are missing your tokens, just grab your character and kind of drag it onto the map if you want to. Here is the door to Elf Song Tavern.
Oh, that's right. There's the big guy.
With your bodyguard bouncer, Gugna, and your other bouncer, Clank. We'll even go ahead and reveal, since it's noon, we'll reveal a couple of these hidden alcoves back here that there's nobody in right this moment in time. You guys can take up position in Elf Song Tavern and wait for the arrival of Captain Zodge. Let's see how long it's going to take
Is
Zodge to
the one chick we
respond.
gambled with, I can't remember her name, still here? Like, has she come back here, or is she, like, taken off?
Her name, I do believe, is
Nina or something? I don't know.
Trina.
Trina. Ooh, yes, close, Nina.
Tarina. Tarina.
I'm gonna, like, walk upstairs and just, like, peek and see if she's up there.
Tarina. Highs or lows?
Push to talk.
Eyes, it worked for Brendan.
Tarina is not in Elf Song Tavern at this current moment in time. All right.
I'm gonna
Go ahead.
I'm positioning myself so I can see the door.
Positioning yourself so that you can see.
But
the
I also
door.
have privacy this way.
It takes about 4 hours for Zodge.
I'm gonna go back and see that lady, and she is getting a piece of my mind.
It's not her fault, Zodge. It took forever.
It probably has nothing to do with her, but that's what I think.
I don't have a token for Zodge. Maybe I'll make one up since you guys keep this up. But all right. So Zodge and his lieutenants come walking in. He has 6 Flaming Fist soldiers near him at all times. Zodge comes walking into the bar, kind of looks around. Robin, Sherwood Forest.
I'll stand up here. Right here.
He looks kind of confused as he looks in your general direction. But in his 6 lackeys, they come in and sit down next to you. Or he does, at least.
Right. Any guard.
What's this information about the sewers that you got for me?
Well, you said we found them.
Aye. Did you find who's behind them?
I will relay the message we found on the imp and let him know that they were worshipping Merkel, Ball, and
Bane.
whatever the third one was.
Bane.
Thank you. I should know
Bane,
that.
Bane,
Bane. But that we dispatched as many of them as we found down there.
Did you find out who was behind them?
I'll tell him the information about the Van Thampoor family that we discovered. About the mom is evil and wants domination, and she paid cultists to kill Mortlock. We rescued, I think. and that her son Amric hangs out at Low Lantern and hands out payments, and that she has been trying to take out the Flaming Fist whatever way she can.
You see this badge on my chest here, lass?
Yes.
This badge indicates that I report to the Praetor families. And you be telling me that the Van Thamper family, Duke, Duchess, Thamrella Van Thamper, is behind a group of cultists.
Yes.
You have proof?
Do I? You received this information from her son Mortlock. I think he would know.
I don't see Murtlock Van Thampoor here.
He was free to go of his own accord. Perhaps you should track him down.
The entire reason why I hired you and your group was because me and my kiln report to the Praetor families, lass. We can't be getting involved, especially with the Grand Duke Olden Ravengard currently missing. I've got my hands full with all the refugees in town. You call me here to tell me that you got Van Tamper's family, but you got no proof. You're telling me you killed a sewer full of people. I'll pay you your 250 gold when a 10-day go by and no murders happen from this cult.
Well, that's not the only cult. I guess that'll be a while.
No, but these bloody murders, we ain't seen the likes of them. Ain't never seen the likes of them around here. Sure, we get your common cutthroat and cut purse, but these bloody scenes, they ain't normal in Baldur's Gate. So I give you a 10-day. Bodies stop dropping, you get your 250.
Well, I guess we'll have to go after the Tiamat, because that seems to be the other problem.
Again, me and my lads, we hired you and your group of adventurers to take care of this matter for us.
We
Now,
took care of the cult matter.
Have you? Really? Because I've got no one to arrest for the Van Thamper family, and you got no proof that they're behind any of it. For all you know, they could be stirring up trouble somewhere else in the city.
I thought they were guilty until proven innocent. Isn't that the way the law works?
For most families around here, aye. But the Flaming Fist reports to the Council of Four. Duchess Van Thamper is on the Council of Four. If she's behind this cult and trying to rid the city of the Flaming Fist, what exactly do you think I can do about that? The whole reason you'd hired. You've got my authority to act with impunity throughout this city.
I'm gonna turn to Cortana. Do you think that cultist that we handed over, you think he might have proof of information?
That lad, the one with the broken legs. Aye.
That we gave to Old Buck. He says hi, by the way.
Yeah. Not one of me best lads, let me tell you.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
gathered that.
Yeah, New Buck seems
Buck.
a lot better.
Old Buck. You met New Buck?
Not yet.
Yeah,
I'm sure we will.
like a week ago I met him. He helped me with another problem.
Help you? New Buck can hardly talk. The most he says is mom and meh.
Yeah, he said that he was like, it was a simple help. I need the door open, and he said, "Oh, door."
Oh,
My God.
well, in that case, then you might have met New Buck. Listen,
Wow.
when old Buck dropped off your feller to us, not only were both his legs broken, but both his arms was broken and his jaw. You know how difficult it is for someone to spill their guts when the jaw is broken?
Uh, yeah, I don't honestly think he'd have much information. But we more have needed him to stay alive. He wanted to sacrifice himself so he could report to Tiamat and Avernus. And we didn't want him to do that. We figured we'd deny him his right as he figured it to be.
Pah, he ain't got no rights if he's a cultist. The judges determined that he's going to be dead within a 10-day anyway. So,
That
if he
should
happens
be
to
long
go to
enough.
hell, then whatever.
I mean, I could care less if he goes to hell. We just needed a few days to make sure if he really was going to have information to give to Tiamat. A few days held off was better than immediate.
Anyway.
You can't be accusing one of the primary Priatar families of inciting lawlessness. Okay? I could take you in. I could hang y'all for that kind of information. Why don't you get some sort of proof and stop bothering me and all the duties I gotta pertain to because Ulda Ravengard is missing and we got a shit ton of refugees in the city. Not to mention the Hell Riders that I'm still trying to round up.
Well, if we're not to report to you when we find this information, then who are we to report to?
If you have proof, bring it to me, and I'll act upon it. I'll take it to the head of the watch.
Where can
and
we find you?
Well, you found me this time, didn't you? Lass, it's a big city. I don't know where I'm going to be one day from the next. Down in Heapside, down in Eastway, trying to take care of refugees, trying to take care of Hell Riders, trying to take care of cultists. I'm up to me eyebrows in business right this moment in time. So I move around.
What if I need information? Can you tell me where to go for that? Or should I just ask you? You seem to know everything about this city.
What kind of information are you looking for?
I'm seeking someone out. I tracked him to the city. And I figured since we found information for you, maybe you could find some information for me. Proof of information notwithstanding.
Depends. What are you looking for? Sorry, Brendan, am I being too loud?
A thief.
No, I'm just clearly delineating I'm at where I'm at on the map, just like, those people are pretty loud. Like, I'd be ashamed to be associated in that mess.
She kind of like looks at you and, aye, it gets loud around here. But just wait. It'll get louder towards evening.
I'd grin and shrug. I don't want to detract from the conversation, just staying well away from the local law enforcement would be great. They're pretty fickle, as I've seen so far.
You be in a city thick of thieves, thick of murderers. How am I supposed to locate you, one particular thief? Give me a description.
I was going to. I just didn't want to interrupt Brendan.
Hey, you guys, I gotta dip. I got a puppy who's trying to tear apart the house. I'm gonna go get her outside on a walk and bathroom. So,
Okay.
I will catch you guys in 2 weeks if I'm not back before this is over.
Or just mute yourself and go take care of business. If you come back and we're still here, then join us.
He goes by the name Nottingham. Black hair. About 6'2". Sturdy build.
What did he
Keeps to the
steal from you?
shadows. Something important to my people, and we want it back.
Okay. Can you at least tell me what he stole? Because that sort of information can narrow down the particulars of where I'll be looking for you.
An ancient relic. Religious in nature.
I take it that Nottingham would be looking to, say, sell this particular relic?
Perhaps. Or get information on how to use it.
So, it's a dangerous magical item, is what you're trying to say to me?
In the wrong hands? Yes.
Well, I can
And
make some inquiries. I can definitely make some inquiries for you. For sure, since you're doing this for me. But you need to listen. Accusing one of the most wealthiest and powerful Prietar families in the city is not the way to go. That's likely to get you killed or worse.
well, we're not about to go shouting it from the rooftops.
Nah, but you tell me in the middle of a public pub.
Truthfully, is there any safe place in this city?
No, you're not far off from that. That's for sure.
I figured a place that was loud and boisterous was less likely to be overheard.
I appreciate that. My lads won't be saying anything. They're loyal to me.
This conversation doesn't leave this table, but we will
Aye.
seek you out should we be able to find proof.
It won't leave this table. Because if I go telling my superiors, I'm likely to wind up in the dungeons or the sewers as a dead body.
We
So
know all
you-
too well the dangers.
Find your proof. If by chance this family happens to be in the thick of things, I recommend that you deal with it, if you get my drift.
Fair enough.
It's really
If it
suspicious
comes.
that 5 days before El Terrell vanished from the face of this realm, he went on a diplomatic mission there. I'd say that might even be tied to whatever's going on. If you're telling me that the Van Thampers are looking to undo the Flaming Fist, well, that's where I'd start if I was them.
I wouldn't put it past that part of the family to make moves such as that.
What did we lose?
That would be Peyton.
Peyton.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the recording looks like.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's kind of. Well,
It's
it's
whatever.
what it is.
It'll be fine. Grace will fix it if she's in the background, like surreptitiously viewing us. She'll fix it. It's fine.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
That was all we had. I'd talk it over with him. Let him know kind of what he might be dealing with.
Oh,
Yes. We need to bring that up on Monday nights when we get back. All right. Yeah. We're good.
What will you be doing then? He's still sitting there.
Well,
you called me away from the rest of my duties.
Well, I kind of figured we'd seek out the family member that we discovered earlier and see how willing he is to
Amarak, right?
talk things over with us and well, that one and also the other one, the brothers.
Mortlock, you say? Well,
Yes.
I know for a fact that Amarak, he runs a legitimate money lending business out of the Low Lantern.
I'm sure.
Find him there. I'm sure you could persuade him to reveal some information. But one thing I can tell you about him is that he is by far the favorite son of the Van Thampor family. Do
we
believe
kind of got that impression.
that the Duchess would pay a hefty reward for his return, if not outright come at you with the full force of the Van Thampor family.
I mean, I don't understand that. I thought looking at notes. Well, we rescued Mortlock from the cultists, and he went on his way. But we haven't talked to Amric yet about anything. I'm interested in seeing out Mortlock again and see if we can persuade him to give us some proof of what we're saying.
Well, let me ask you a few questions then, if you don't mind. You say you found Mortlock and he revealed this information to you?
Yes. He was actually captive of the cultists. We found him.
Well, to me that sounds like a family betrayal. If I was Mortlock, I'd be long gone from Baldur's Gate by now. Else I'd be suffering the wrath of the Van Thampor family, and you're not likely to find him in either instance. He'd be pushing up daisies, or he's gone. Captured by the cult, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like they might have
captured,
tried to assassinate their younger brother. He was always known as the dolt of the Van Thampor sons.
Yeah, but even dolts have ears.
Aye, and if he's a
eyes.
smart man, yes, and if he's a smart man, he's long gone, or he's pushing up daisies.
Well, we'll hope for the former, and if he is a dolt, maybe he'll stick out anyway.
Perhaps. I can put some word out to my men. Keep an eye out for him. Not that it might do you very much good.
I think you're right. He's probably gone, but we didn't intend to necessarily stay in this city forever.
What other information have you found about these cultists? And weren't there more of you? Now there's only you two.
Oh, we have a...
lose some companions, did you?
One of them is keeping his distance for his own reasons, but he's nearby. The other is gone on a mission.
Well, sounds like the smart one to me. The one that's left, anyway.
Sounds like it.
Listen, if you've got nothing else for me, I've got to return to my other duties.
No, of course, of course. We'll keep on the trail as long as we can until it runs cold or leads us to a field of daisies.
Well, listen. He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a small, round, circular stone, sets it on the table, and he slides it off to you. This be ascending
Do
stone.
this?
Rather than having to go through all the trouble of hiring a messenger service to track me down, you can use this to contact me should you need to. I'll expect it back.
God, thank you.
I'll expect it back when I pay you for your services.
Oh, of course. I'll
As
take
well
very
as
good care of it, keep it in my safe keep.
Badge that you happen to be using.
Fair enough.
Now, keep your nose clean. Stay out of trouble if you can.
As much as possible. Although if cultists get found in less than desirable circumstances, you can probably guess what happened.
If they're murdering the innocent people of Baldur's Gate, you have my blessed heart to do with them the most foul things you can possibly think of. And we'll clean up the mess.
Honestly, the most foul thing I can think of for a cultist is not to kill them. I think that's more of a punishment. They like to be martyrs.
True. That's very true.
Keeping them alive as long as possible, that's punishment.
Then you have yourself a good night. Tell your friend, the closed mouth one there, that I said to have a good night as well.
Definitely.
Captain Zodge will take his group of veteran soldiers and turn around and leave.
Sweet.
And then
After
there
he's
were
gone.
two.
And then there were two. After he's gone, I'll go sit with Luca at the bar.
That could have gone better.
Could have gone worse.
Yeah, the possibility of it going worse is why I tend to keep my distance. You know, having a silver-tongued friend to post bail is always a good investment.
My tongue is one of me that's not silver. So I mean, we gave him what information we had, and hopefully he can find some information for me. All in all, I think it was okay.
So, this money lending bit, I've got some ideas, but they're not nice or pleasant. And I'm not sure where everyone falls on the nice and pleasant side of things.
I don't much care for needlessly slaughtering people.
Then,
However,
hmm?
I can stand back as silent guardian and keep my mouth shut. This would really be your area of expertise anyway.
In
Just-
what regard?
I am not exactly well versed in dealing with cutthroats and dishonest people.
I'm glad you clarified that. I'm not great with cutthroats either, but dishonest people are my favorite kind of company.
Truthfully, I'm happiest when I'm in the woods.
Well, oh, go ahead.
I don't do well with people, especially in a city like this, if you understand my meaning.
Scum and villains? Why? They're just something that you have to acquire the taste of, or smell, rather.
Call it my upbringing or something in my blood, but it is not exactly my cup of tea.
Well, this business arrangement, going in blind would be rather bad. Are these people actually forming a little fight circle around us?
No, they are just moving things around. They're not fight circle now.
It's
Like people just moving through the tavern.
yeah.
Okay. You're making Luca nervous.
Yeah, look, it's just like, speaking of scum and villainry, we do need to get out of the door. I would say, going in blind to this establishment would be inadvisable, as the unsavory folks you mentioned would say. We ought to case the joint, and see if we can find some non-wanton slaughter ways to tip the scales in our favor.
I will follow your lead on this one.
My thought. One moment.
Answer that at your leisure, please.
Okay. Oh, it dropped off.
Question.
Yeah, it dropped a couple letters, but
Oh, okay. Cool.
If I were to gauge this illicit tavern, and from what the commander blurted about, if we could borrow and sit on some of that money, it could make the favorite son a little less favorite.
What would the end game be?
I don't like having to play by the terms set before me. If he feels confident and is in his element, then we stand to have a second occurrence of our jaunt into the sewers. But if we can make him feel less confident, or specifically get him into a frenzy, people are apt to make mistakes that we can then exploit to have a rather private and quick chat with the individual, and then let him go on his merry way. Maybe, if we can, with consequences hanging over him.
Well, first things first. We need to go check this place out.
Indeed.
At least see who we're dealing with and get a feel for what a challenge it might be to with us?
To that end, do you have one of those masks?
Which masks?
Like, lift a little bit of my satchel to show off the very edge of the Tiamat mask.
I do not.
Damn. Well,
But truthfully, I do not need to make entry. You could do that alone. And I could wait nearby.
you're rather quiet among our types. If you could case the outside, I could assume the role of another individual, and given my particular set of skills, fit right in and see if we can extract information from the inside, or if I can drum up some of these other cultists.
My expertise is a little more on the tracking and information gathering side anyway, so I'd be better on the outside.
That's wonderful. And we should ever be mindful that the individual pulling all the strings was able to observe our movements with imps.
Yes. I have a limited ability to figure out if there are things of that nature nearby. It's one of my tracking skills.
Then I certainly hope it will serve you well so that we're not caught unawares.
Yep.
I don't know if we want a scene change to that with 30 minutes and one less person.
Yeah.
Well,
This is
no,
true.
I'd probably not recommend necessarily changing to the low light tavern, but with the fact that you guys have 30 minutes left, is there anything that either one of you guys wanted to do specifically? Any shopping, any trading, any other information that you might want to try to track down?
I
mean, you could go try to.
I put my
low
I put my feelers out for.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to say that you guys, the two of you, could go.
No, you're fine.
Scout it out on your own.
I mean,
yeah, I'd be fine at least getting visual cues on the outside and seeing what we're dealing with. As far as like just even walking by the place and noting what kind of company it keeps would probably be useful.
Yeah. Just to get a feel for it.
Luca, did you want to quote unquote case the joint in cultist attire?
I won't case the joint in cultist attire because the cultist attire I want to use inside.
Okay. All right, but you guys do want to travel to the low lantern, and like take a look at
the outside, note if there's any bouncers, look for any shadow marks that might be in Thieves' Cant to see if this place has some tips or tricks for the less than scrupulous in the area.
Okay. All right, hold on just a minute here. I'm gonna go ahead and scene change you guys to the low lantern map. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to itself. So we'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and recenter on this section of the map that kind of applies to you guys. If you guys want to pull out your tokens and use them, you can, but since this is kind of like a scouting mission, you don't necessarily have to do that. So
No, we'll just kind of go with the description. I might type some notes.
The Low Lantern is an aging, three-masted merchant ship permanently docked to the east side of the harbor. Far past the point of being seaworthy, the vessel was converted into a tavern and gambling house that is open all day and night. As you are walking by Luca, with the assistance of your extra eyes, which I'm going to basically say that Robin is there helping you with, I would like you to do a perception at advantage. Specifically, as you are walking by, trying to get a feel for it, trying to look at this particular place. Awesome. So, fog obscures the Low Lantern until you get within 100 feet of it, whereupon its tall masts and creaking bulk come into view. The converted ship has rigging but no sails, and it is anchored to the wharf by thick chains. A wooden staircase climbs from the wharf's edge to the main deck. A lantern at the bow casts an eerie green light to signify that the tavern is open for business. As you are walking by, you can see that the forecastle and the aft castle of the ship are pretty much barren. You do see that there are a couple of ravens sitting up in the rigging itself, and there appears to be at least 3 dead seagulls on the aft castle and 2 dead seagulls on the forecastle.
Three dead on the aft. What now?
2 dead on the forecastle. So that's the front and rear of the boat. So there's 2 dead seagulls here, and there's 3 dead seagulls there.
Is there a bouncer visible at the wooden staircase?
There is no bouncer.
I would like to, since we're casing this place, use a slot and one of my abilities.
Okay.
So for the next minute, I can sense whether the following types of creatures are present within a mile of us. And that includes aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead. It does not reveal the location or the number, only that there are some within a particular distance of me. It's not going to give me coordinates, but I would just know that they're nearby.
Okay. If I'm reading that correctly, then I have answered that question correctly.
Yes. Okay.
Going to move up adjacent to the prow. Look over the embankment and get a gauge for the height from the embankment to the water line.
It is at least 20 feet to the water line.
Okay, so 20-foot drop is. And around a permanently moored ship, I'd imagine that the water clarity is not great.
No, it is not great in Baldur's Gate in general.
Does it look like any of the ship's hull is damaged enough that someone could enter from the water?
Roll an investigation. No, that's not an advantage.
Oh,
So I'm
sorry.
taking the left-hand roll. It's okay.
Yep.
Looking at the hull of the ship, as you're passing by, you don't suspect that anyone would be able to enter the ship from that area, as that sort of a hole would also indicate that the ship would be taking on water.
Hmm.
So there's no holes of that size that you can see on this side of the ship. The opposite side of the ship towards the harbor itself, you can't get a good view on, obviously.
Yep. Then, unless you have more that you want to look at, Robin, I'll loop back around, but want to check to see if the mooring, if where the chain comes up, if the housing for that looks like it could be entered through. I don't know that it'll be that big, but looking for any options.
Okay. Roll one more regular investigation, please.
Okay.
Or perception, whichever is better for you. I'll let you pick for this particular skill.
I'm proficient with perception, but they're the same.
Okay. Looking at this thing, you realize that the ship itself, the chains that moor it to the side or the dock, are not chains that actually like penetrate the side of the ship. They seem to be affixed on the deck itself.
Okay.
So these chains don't actually go through the hull. They're more like they've been added to just like make sure that the ship doesn't leave.
Does the fog come up from that 20-foot water line, or is it mostly down below?
Oh yeah, it comes up from that water line. It's all around you. You've got probably visibility roughly, I'd say it's dim light, it's lightly obscured. For sure.
Okay. I'll mutter to Robin that a potential way to get in if needed is that chain looks like it could go up to the aft castle.
But you would know that the chain itself is like mounted on the deck. So it's
Mhm.
mounted on the aft castle and it's mounted on the forecastle. So it would be basically the same as walking up the stairs, just a little more awkward.
Is it currently about evening that we're casing it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Well, whatever we do, Luca, we have to be careful. I can't pinpoint an exact location, but I am sensing fiends within a mile of us. Some are much closer than others. There might be more here to worry about than we think.
Duly noted.
In particular, I would worry about the ravens that I'm noticing. Just have a weird feeling. Could be nothing. Could be something.
I have a bit of unease about that and do agree that any approach should be as innocuous as possible. I was checking to see if a little bit of clever thinking could bypass some of the issues. Although a ship is quite the place to use taking on water to our advantage.
This is true.
How long do you guys say that you observe the ship for? What's the total time frame that you guys want to spend casing the joint?
How long does your spell last?
That one, a minute. It was just to get an idea what's around us.
About 10 minutes top to bottom. At the end of the 10 minutes, heading back north on this map.
Okay. With you guys spending that amount of time there, let's see if anything might happen. Luca, during your casing of the aft castle of the ship, you can tell that the captain's wheel and the rudder are gone. They leave holes and empty fixtures where they used to be.
Ooh. That is helpful. Would note those specific vulnerabilities to Robin, that even if they're not places to get in through, if we need to make the fight more dynamic, you could probably shoot through those angles down into someone that's unaware that you're above them.
That would be handy. So the ship's wheel and what was the other thing that was missing?
The
Rudder.
The rudder may not be an attack angle, but if we absolutely need to book it, at least we know there's a hole there and can jump and swim for it.
True.
Though we may need to visit the bathhouse again after that sort of escape attempt.
I mean, after anything like this, there's that possibility.
Yeah.
But reasonable idea of at least what we're dealing with on the outside.
Then once we're on the inside, it is more dangerous than it looks, but at least they don't have complete surprise on us. And as I said earlier, they have fiends, but we're the most dangerous creatures about. Adventurers have a knack about them.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
What did you see?
Well, another dead seagull just landed, and that raven just landed, but I didn't see it take off. I mean, we've been watching. It was like it wasn't there, and then it was. I definitely have a bad feeling about those ravens.
Okay, we should leave.
Agreed.
So you guys leave the low lantern after casing the joint. We're with the entirety of Baldur's Gate at your disposal. Would you like to head? We got 14 minutes of game left. I'm going to bring up a completely different map of Baldur's Gate. You're going to get to see all kinds of cool places that you can go and travel to. It's got arrows pointing to all kinds of things. With your 14 minutes left, is there a specific spot that you want to try to travel to?
Maybe we could go to Insight Park since we're down along the waterfront anyway.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
Because we're... I mean, maybe we can just kind of describe a bit what it looks like. And, I mean, if there's someone there we can talk to. I mean, I know we sent the actual piece of bark, or she sent the actual piece of bark, but we might be able to just see if the priest is there.
Arriving at Insight Park, it is a lush green garden filled with teeming life, songbirds. You can tell that this particular place was once a heaping pile of garbage and trash, but nature has grown over everything. You can make out burrows and pathways, and you can see animals living in here. As you are walking by, you see a group of children kind of running and playing in the area. You can see their parents off to the side. Everybody seems to be kind of relaxed and just enjoying nature in this particular establishment. Ooh, wait, this is perfect. This song is
This is amazing.
Druid Trove by Richard Daskus. So, there's a few
beautiful.
Few different people here. You guys have never been here before.
Can I, just carefully, non-threateningly, kind of casually approach someone and ask?
There's a group of what appears to be like 4 mothers with their children that are playing in the park. They seem to be off to the side, and they don't seem to be threatened by you.
Okay. I mean, I assume I'm non-threatening unless I'm trying to be. So, do they know where we can find? I can't remember.
The drawing tree.
The drawing.
The drawing tree? Well, yes, of course. It's right over there, dear. Trumish, his hut is back that way, and if you're here to see the drawing tree, you'll want to see him.
Okay, I want to head for the hut.
All right. In the back section, along a kind of a hillock area, you can find what appears to be Trumish's little hut. It's got the white wafts of smoke kind of whiffing out of the chimney itself. You can see a couple of squirrels just like playing on the outside of it. There's a rabbit just laying down. Looks like it lives there. You can hear kind of some whistling from the inside.
I will knock on the door.
Come in! A few seconds later, the door opens up, and you see a very green tinted dwarf. His whole beard itself, now that it's daylight and you can actually see him in the daylight, his whole beard has this dark green tint to it, and it's actually got twigs intertwined and woven into it, to the point where there's kind of like leaves sticking up near his mouth. He's completely bald on the top of his head, but his eyebrows themselves are green. You could tell that like his whole forehead and most of his skin is dirt stained and completely dirty, and his eyes get a little bigger as he looks up at you. You be here? Well, what you be here for?
Well, I believe it was you who handed my friend drawing last night. We really didn't understand what it meant.
Come in, please. Can I make you some tea? It's a low doorway, only about 4 feet tall, and the whole hut itself is
Oh,
grand
boy.
total about 5 feet tall.
So
Wait.
I'm down a bit. I'm 5'11", so
He motions you in, and inside you can see, all sorts of just like herbs growing, and like the tree itself seems to kind of like grow through the house. He looks like he basically grew this house out of the piles of junk that were there. He motions towards a seat, and you see him walk over to what appears to be a stove, but upon further looking at it, it's a wooden stove. So like
Huh.
the tree itself is radiating heat. There doesn't seem to be an actual fire in it. He takes
interesting.
the
Well, I mean,
kettle, he pours you guys a tea, and he hands you each one. You guys can see pine needles in the tea and whatnot.
I'm sure it's normal for tea at this period.
Kind of just shoots it back, and he sits down. The tree, you see it, it be speaking to me, and it tell me it have vision, and I was to take to your friend the prophecy.
But we are not versed in prophecy. Do you understand what the prophecy meant?
This be a prophecy for your friend, not for Tormish.
Well, did you recognize the creature at least? We weren't sure what that is.
No, Tormish never seen no elephant that be having wings, but just because Tormish never seen it, don't mean it not be real. Nature, she's so awesome that she make things that just combine and to grow. And if nature make elephant fly, then elephant fly.
In your experience, prophecy typically revealed to the people that the tree chooses in due time?
Drawing tree, she never be wrong. Tall as he's come trues. Maybe he's not in the way Tormish think, or the way the prophecy like person think, but it always come true.
Your experience, are they good? Are they bad? Does it vary?
Tarmish, me never know the drawing tree to be given prophecies to thems that are bad doers, or or ones that cause them the hates with the discontents, or uh, us, usually the drawing trees, she be given to those that be given to others.
That's good knowledge. So typically you would say it chooses wisely and ultimately maybe helps those people help others.
Aye, she be doing that for all of her existence. Aye.
Okay, making notes. Sorry.
You grew the drawing tree?
Aye, me be using nature and grow tree. Yeah. Tormish, proudest achievement.
Rather impressive.
All right, Tormish think that that all people need to be connected with nature, not just them fancy who's and what's it's up north is. Them poor's folks, they get some rights to the trees just as much.
Noble insight.
Tormish humble.
What did you
Well,
call it, Insight Park?
Tormish didn't.
Oh,
did the tree?
Tormish don't know where name came from. Just Tormish had idea to turn garbage into nature, and I think other people said that was really insightful and sort of genius, Tormish. So I think name is kind of just stuck in a bit.
Well, I think it's a good name considering there's a prophesized a tree of prophecy. I think that's inside.
I think that'd be one of the reasons why the name would be stuck in so much.
Well, that's been good, helpful information. Hopefully, the prophecy will reveal itself to our companion soon, and we can do some more good.
Tormish not be knowing when, where, or even how prophecy they becoming truths. Tormish just believe here that it come true and it be helping.
Well, thank you. I'll finish drinking tea.
thank you for your kind words, tea, and assistance.
You both can receive 5 temporary hit points for drinking the tea.
Hey,
Tormish. This will last for 24 hours or until you receive a different type of temporary hit points.
cool.
Sweet.
So,
Well,
with
it would.
that, go ahead.
I was gonna say it'd be rude not to drink the tea.
Well, when a random druid from a junk pile forest, offers you tea, not every player's going to take it. So
with a prophetic tree.
yeah. With that though, it's 9 p.m. And Descent into Avernus is going to go ahead and wrap up.
All right.
We'll catch you guys in 2 weeks, in which hopefully the crew, now out of the Dungeon of the Dread 3, now with some more clarity after talking with Captain Zodge. Some questions have been raised, some questions have been answered, though. Hopefully you guys can move forward and try to find out what the hell is exactly going on as you descend towards hell.
Sweet.
As we what?
Right? we'll catch you guys in 2 weeks. Thank you so very much for joining us tonight. We appreciate your support. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button for us.
Yes. And make sure to
Bye,
catch all the
guys.
episodes if you haven't already.
Absolutely. And hopefully tune in again soon, as Monday Night Mountaineers will eventually come back when, the pandemic is over, which is
Hopefully sooner rather than later.
right, which is looking more like hitting the lottery apparently in some states,
Right?
but who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh well.
bye guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
That's a good ending point for Grace to end on.
Yeah.
All right. Guys, got any questions, comments, criticisms, concerns?
That was
feedback?
that was a fun session.
Brendan?
Oh, I liked it.
Okay.
I felt like we got a lot of good information to be overly confident starting in, and then have the realization of what we've committed to hit us as we go in. That's about the pace of a dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so you guys are aware, I'm trying to give you information that you may or may not have. Doing my best to make sure that everybody has all the information that they need. So don't feel bad about asking questions. I know that, I've told you guys that your characters know the city, but if you're unsure of something or need information, feel free to slow down and get the information that you guys need. Okay.
I maintain that the role play so far in this particular campaign has been awesome. You making up things on the fly like UPS and all of that, that was
FedEx.
fucking great. FedEx, yes. The inside jokes are going to abound, and I think it's fucking great. Yeah. I
was
it's
trying
really
to think
fun.
of two random messenger services, and those were the first two that I'm all I can't call it FedEx, so I'm just gonna call it FredEx, and then what's UPS? What not UPS? That's why I was Julius.
That was freaking great. Yeah. And you completely navigated it exactly as it is in those godforsaken places. It's horrendous.
Confused.
Oh, here's an extra fee. What are you talking about? God, I hate it here.
Yeah. Yeah, the bureaucracy of the shipping places. I was just all this is a perfect opportunity to just not even really make sense with how their pricing is, or what they actually deliver, or anything really.
Well, you completely trolled FedEx and UPS right there, and it was so great.
Yay!
It was so great.
Yeah.
I love
good.
it.
Well, good. I'm glad. I had to kind of go with the whole messenger services not being open at nighttime because everything in Baldur's Gate
be
way more dangerous at night.
Yeah.
I'm I don't think that's a thing. By the way, there's no information in this book on messaging services or any of this shit. So it's all.
I didn't figure, but you're doing a great job just coming up with it. Did you? I was trying to catch the reference of I send my 4 fastest ships. So I hope everybody
I got it.
on that.
I got it. 4 letters, 4 directions. Yes, no,
you never sent your ships.
Yeah, I completely get that.
But no,
I was
just
really trying
great.
to make it slightly cheaper than sending one message. And I wasn't even sure how much services cost. I didn't have my player's handbook here, so I'm 15 gold. Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, and then she hands me the change, and then it was 2 more.
Want to buy insurance?
Oh my god! Here, take it back. God.
I love it.
So no, the whole thing was fucking great.
Good. I'm glad.
So.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Ask around with Grace's stepping out of descent into Avernus. We have a slot open, so if you guys know somebody that wants to kind of step in, we can keep that person around even if or when she comes back. So. But I'll see you guys
Yay!
later. I'm gonna get off here.
Good. Yeah.